Back in April, we found out that Netflix was being sued for depicting Cleopatra in their Netflix series Queen Cleopatra as having African descent. Let me say that plainly. Netflix made Cleopatra black, and Egyptians are pissed. As a result, Egypt is suing Netflix for $2 billion.
$100 billion.
We live in the age where race swapping happens all of the time. When it happens in a fictional story, that's one thing, but when a studio creates a documentary and they change history with no evidence, that can be a problem. Here's a complete breakdown of the situation, and we are going to go deep down the rabbit hole. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you who I think is the most wrong, who is the clear winner, whether we like it or not. Welcome back to EBN. We are live every Saturday night at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. I hope that you can come and join us. Before I bash Netflix in this entire situation, it's important to provide a little context. Hollywood loves to draw from real historical moments. Many of their movie ideas come directly from history. You could even take Star Wars, for example, something that doesn't resemble anything in our world. But George Lucas used inspiration from historical events and themes, particularly those related to political power struggles and revolutions. George Lucas is on record as drawing inspiration from World War II, the Vietnam War, the Knights Templar, and ancient civilizations like the Roman Empire. Many Hollywood movies have been based on particular events, but in order to bring the audience in and hook them, they become highly fictionalized. Historical fiction is the genre that combines fictional elements with real historical events, settings, or characters. And it makes sense, because the primary focus of historical fiction is to entertain readers and viewers through storytelling while also providing a sense of immersion in a particular historical time period. Here are some of the best-known examples in Hollywood of historical fiction. 1995's Braveheart, while considered a great movie, exaggerates events and characters for dramatic effect, distorting the actual history. In reality, William Wallace wasn't the hero, but Robert the Bruce was the true violent hero, called Braveheart. Zack Snyder's 300, though visually stunning and entertaining, exaggerates historical reality by portraying the Spartans as superhuman warriors and distorting the Persian army's size and capabilities. One of the most egregious examples of distortion is Pocahontas. The film greatly simplifies and distorts the real historical events surrounding Pocahontas and the early interaction between Native Americans and English settlers. I mean, they weren't in the woods hanging out together, at a bonfire singing Kumbaya. On May 10th, 2023, Queen Cleopatra debuted on Netflix. The series is split up into 4 parts and produced by Jada Pinkett Smith. Here we are 5 months later in October, and you see the 18% critic score, the 3% audience score at Rotten Tomatoes. 3%. What about IMDb? IMDb has it as a 1.1 out of 10. This thing is obviously trash. The controversy surrounding the series was ignited by the casting of a black actress, Adele James, to play Cleopatra. Critics claim that James' casting is historically inaccurate and have labeled it as appropriation. The real-life Cleopatra's racial and ethnic identity has been a matter of debate for decades. But the historical facts are that while she was born in Egypt, she was a descendant of the Greek Macedonian ancestry. Advanced college degree in both history and education, and definitely I can confirm this. Got 20 years in the field. The normal crowd for having a problem with the Cleopatra race swap would come from anti-woke people and groups, like me. But in the case of Queen Cleopatra, the worst criticism came from Egyptian officials and historians. Like many Egyptians, there are many questions surrounding Cleopatra's ethnicity and heritage. Egypt's ministry claims that due to Queen Cleopatra's being a docuseries, it requires Netflix to investigate accuracy and rely on historical and scientific facts. Wouldn't that be nice? The Egyptian Secretary General, Dr. Mustafa Waziri, said that the portrayal of Cleopatra as black is a falsification of Egyptian history and a blatant historical fallacy. So what's the result in all of this? A $2 billion lawsuit. A team of jurists and archaeologists on Egypt's behalf submitted a letter to the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. where they are seeking a $2 billion compensation from Netflix. The Queen Cleopatra actress spoke out on the situation, and she found it
100% fundamentally rooted in racism, which is a very modern ideology.
So a $2 billion lawsuit, we see what's happening here, and here are some different reasons why Netflix probably isn't going to have to cough up a single penny, whether we like it or not. First, there has always been questions of Cleopatra's heritage. Many people, out of pure ignorance, wouldn't even question the color of Cleopatra's skin in the Netflix series. Second, race swapping happens all of the time now in Hollywood. The other side of the coin is for Netflix to pull the diversity and inclusion card, and that seems to work every time. Another point that's hurt the case for the lawsuit: many Egyptians were not happy, and there was plenty of backlash in the 1963 version of Cleopatra when Elizabeth Taylor was cast as the queen. Though she was white, Egyptians were unhappy to cast a non-Egyptian in the role at that time. But the ultimate reason that Netflix isn't going to lose anything in this suit is because the series Queen Cleopatra is not a documentary. It is a docudrama. A docudrama is a film or television program that aims to depict real events, people, places, or social issues using primarily factual information and non-fiction storytelling techniques. But a docudrama, on the other hand, is a hybrid genre that combines elements of documentary and drama, which include various elements of fiction. That fiction word is very important. To sum all of this up, the lawsuit from Egypt versus Netflix is laughable at this point. I mean, if you can sue Netflix for $2 billion for a casting decision on something that they made, you guys can probably sue me for wearing this hat and being balding. Don't get any ideas, please. So the winner here is Netflix, and here's what they've got: a hot streaming turd of a series with a 3% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Would the series have been received better if not for the casting decision? Without question. But hey, Netflix, it's your docuseries, so do whatever you want to do. I mean, don't stop with her skin tone. Make her be able to fly or use the power of the sun to destroy her enemies. I mean, really go for it. Maybe Jada Pinkett Smith could have had Cleopatra create a time machine to stop her husband Will Smith from embarrassing himself in front of the whole world and destroying his career and reputation.
Uh-oh, Richard!
Hey Netflix, I'm available. Holler at your boy. Hollywood, go woke, go broke, and get laughed at. We are live every Saturday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. You don't want to miss our live shows. Best community on YouTube. Thank you for watching this video. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. See you on the next one.
Uh-oh, Richard!